Hi, my name is Markus. I want to show you in this video how you can switch out the PLC inside B&R's Automation Studio by using the robotic projects from the Education Network. Enjoy! The content of this video will be how do you get the project data, then how you open the project the first time with Automation Studio, and then the main topic will be how you can switch out the PLC. So the first step is how to get the data. The project files and the manuals can be found on GitHub. So just go to the B&R GitHub page. I put you the link inside to the video description, and if you click there you will find a folder called Robotic Samples from Education Network. Click on that. There are different kind of robots you can use with the Automation Studio project. There are two delta kinematics and one 5-axis robot kinematic. Choose the one that you are using. You can find the Automation Studio project files inside the folder Robotic. And then, for example, we take the delta robot, hit here the data file and just simply click download. Takes some time until here's the complete data. And then say store. And you also find a guide inside the GitHub repository giving you instructions to the wiring. You can download that as well. One additional information, if you're using the 5-axis robot, you will see that there is a MapMotion version called XT. XT stands for extended. And this is a special version where you have to ask B&R for permission to use it. So when you're not having this version right now with you, please ask your supervisor sending you that version, or contact B&R in case no one inside your company or university has that version already. After your download is finished, you open up Automation Studio 4.12 and click on File, Open Project, and then select the file you have just downloaded. Say Open on the next dialog, and right now it's unzipping the project and checking if all of the necessary updates are installed on your PC. If not, a dialog will appear asking you to download the additional technology upgrades. This is the dialog I'm speaking of. So what is missing is the version 5.21 and E493 as Automation Runtime. So select here Download Required Versions. Go to Technology Pages. So missing was MapMotion, MapView, Map Services and Map Cockpit, and select those versions. If you don't find those 5.21 here, select here all versions, sort it after the version numbers, scroll down, and then you will find MapMotion. Map Cockpit was already selected, Map Services, and MapView. Also we need this Automation Runtime E493. So switch over to Automation Runtime, and as you see, you can select here the E493 and also this update is has already been selected. Afterwards, click download selected upgrades. It will download it right now, and afterwards install all the upgrades, and then the project is ready to use. When the updates are installed, the Automation Studio project will look like this afterwards. When you now want to switch out the PLC, you can head over to the physical view and will find the standard PLC setup. This consists out of this X20 CP0484-1 and 3 accesses with the model number X20 SM1446-1. This is the standard setup of the project and is the minimum hardware setup that you need to control a 3-axis Delta robot. So it consists out 1 PLC and up to 3 axes, and each module here is controlling one of the axes. So in our first case, we want to switch out the PLC. You go over here, click on the X20 CP0484-1 and then click this button, replace hardware module. And afterwards you can head over to the toolbox and search after your PLC. So the most common case which we replace the X20 CPU with is one of the embedded PLCs. So might be you are using the X20 EM0613. So double click on that. And now the studio is replacing the PLC. And as you see, he couldn't connect the axes again. So what you now do is just simply select them here, drag and drop them to the X2X interface again. And then some dialogues will appear 3 times for each axis. Just click finish. And afterwards you can delete these unconnected hardware modules. We are not finished yet. We have to make some settings again. The first one is we have to adjust the X2X cycle. So head over to X2X, right click configuration, and then right here 5000 instead of 2000. Save it. And the last step is heading over to the X20M, right click configuration, and now we do the synchronization with the bus. So click on timing. System timer is already chosen with X2X interface, but this is now wrong. This is from the old PLC, and we select the new interface, IF6. And the rest is done correctly. Save it. Now you can compile the project and it will run. In your hardware setup, it might be that you have some additional X20 modules. Like for example the X20 DI4371. So this is a digital input module. For example, for using the induction sensors that comes with the robot. If you want to add this module to your hardware setup, just search it in the toolbox and drag and drop it into the X2X. For example, on this X20 DI module, you can wire the induction sensors of the axis that can be found in the instruction of the Delta Plotbot. Those induction sensors are right now sitting at the Axis 1 modules that also has some digital inputs, and to rewire that inside the project you just have to simply delete the old variable from the trigger input, can be found in on those Axis 1, 2 and 3. Delete it out of this line, and afterwards you switch over to the DI module and make a double click here on process variables, select the selection box, global variables, and then you will find these SM trigger variables. Open it up and select axis 1 and do that for the other axis as well. There is another X20 module that you can use in your hardware setup, and this is a digital output module. So if you are having one of those, just search after the material number as you did before with the digital input module and select it inside the toolbox. Afterwards, drag and drop it into your X2X interface. I am going with the X20DO6322. Add it into the hardware tree, and there is a generic gripper variable that you can use to interact with a valve, for example. That is when you want to not only move around the robot, you actually want to pick and place something. And there you have to do exactly the same that you did before with the trigger variables. So just open up the I/O mapping of the digital output module when you make a double click on it. Then select one of the digital output channels and select here this DO gripper variable. So this was it for today's video. Thanks for watching. If you have questions, write them in the comments.